In this video, I'll show you how a colleague and I built a web shop using microservices in just 2 weeks. We selected Weave, Docker, and language technologies like Spring Boot, Node.js, and Golang to enable a high development velocity. And here's what we built. It's a shop selling socks. This is the front-end GUI running inside the front-end service. It looks up the catalog service using Weave DNS, then makes requests to gather the product information. The GUI will request the login service for authentication. We can then make posts to the cart service to add the products to a cart. Finally, we can place an order, which will post the cart through to the orders service, which packages and forwards to the shipping service. We can then view the orders from the orders service. To keep the architecture simple, we ask Weave to assign an IP address to each container and use Weave's DNS for service discovery. Having an IP per container means we don't have to make services accessible by mapping container ports to ports on the host. When services can run on their default port, we can use simple DNSA records to look them up by name. There's no need for SRV records, no port mapping, and no need for a service registry. We also use Weave Flux, an application-side router and load balancer. Flux is distributed and runs on each host, and each application effectively gets its own local load balancer. Flux enables dynamic service management and blue-green deployments. Let's look at the application from another point of view. Traditionally, we would use the terminal to ascertain whether the application was running. It is hard to visualize, difficult to explain, and requires intimate knowledge of the application. This is Weave's Scope. It is a tool to visualize the structure and operation of a microservices application. In this view, each node is a container. There are overlays that show CPU and RAM usage. You can also delve into a node. We have segregated the microservices by putting them in separate Docker networks. Using Scope's network filter, we can show how they're connected. The network overlays show me that I've created 4 networks: back office, external, internal, and secure. These are separate networks provided to us by WeaveNet. For example, if we filter over the back office network, we can see that these containers are on the same network. The network segmentation increases security, and Scope allows us to visibly confirm and demonstrate the segregation between the microservices. That's it. So I just showed you how 2 of us built an online shop in just 2 weeks using Weave, Docker, Spring Boot, Golang, and Node.js. If you'd like to know more, please talk to one of our Weave colleagues or CS colleagues. Thanks a lot.